Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting and give you my opinion on them. Including today, MSNBC is going to be getting a new look and some big changes coming up soon. We'll tell you why. AT&T is facing a massive data breach with millions of people impacted. Your unencrypted social security number may be out there. And Warner Brothers Discovery is laying off more staff over at CNN and other cable networks. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick moment. First though, if you want to find out more about any of these stories, check out the show notes and in the first pinned comment. You can find them down there, where I'll put a link to each story so you can read them for yourself and leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. I want to hear from you. If you're new here, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. Doing one or both lets YouTube know you enjoy what we do here. All right, let's dive into it. MSNBC is going to be moving into new offices and getting a new look. In August, they're going to be taking over temporarily the new new to MSNBC BuzzFeed offices. With this, as part of Comcast spinning off CNBC, MSNBC, and other cable TV networks, they're moving them out of the 30 Rock Plaza headquarters that MSNBC's been in for quite some time now, over to a temporary location until they find a new permanent home. With this, BuzzFeed's offices are currently dramatically reduced in size, and they offer an advanced state-of-the-art television studio, and MSNBC is going to take over it. So look for their studio shows and other content to have a little bit of a different look coming in August. Now, according to the report by Adweek, this is a temporary move, but we're not sure exactly how long it'll be. It may be a while until they find a new one, a new permanent location. Though this does signal that maybe as soon as August, we could see Comcast officially spin off these cable TV networks, including USA, Sci-Fi, MSNBC, CNBC, and others, into an independent company owned by Comcast, but not a part of the Comcast organization, much like how AT&T spun off DirecTV. We'll watch it for details, but big changes come to MSNBC. Speaking of big changes, you may want to go get some personal credit monitoring and LifeLock, something like that out there. There's a report from HackRead that 43 million, over that, almost 44 million, people have had their AT&T personal data posted online. Now, this data had previously leaked. What's new here is the fact that it was encrypted, and apparently the data has been unencrypted and posted online. Encryption is just not a full 100% guarantee to protect your data anymore. It's just what it is. But with this, 43,989,219 people's social security numbers have been posted online. You hear me talk about this all the time. It is not if your data has been leaked, but when will somebody use it? It's probably already out there. Go get some monitoring. Don't just trust what your bank gives you. That's okay. I would actually recommend paying to get a professional one. Don't reuse bank cards, maybe, or passwords on your banking accounts. Maybe even consider doing a credit lock. So many great articles. Maybe I should do a video someday on some stuff you should do to protect yourself. But definitely consider getting aggressive to protect yourself with credit locks. I know there's a little bit of inconvenience with that, but it will help you if you ever get your data leaked online. Now, AT&T has not commented on this. It was just reported when I posted this video. But we do know that there was an earlier release, and according to this report, these researchers say they do believe this was a legitimate leak, that they did legitimately decrypt all this information. So security numbers, home addresses, names, phone numbers, emails, and the like have all leaked online for AT&T customers. All right, next story up. Warner Brothers Discovery's implemented targeted job layoffs impacting CNN, TNT, TBS, Turner Classic Movies, and more. And with this, they're basically saying as they are grappling with viewership and revenue declines in its cable TV business, they're doing targeted layoffs of less than 100 people. This comes as they saw a 7% decline in revenue of their linear TV networks in the first quarter of 2025. I suspect we'll see more of this, but they're definitely looking around at anybody they feel as redundant or not necessarily making cuts. This also comes as reportedly Warner Bros. Discovery is anticipated to follow Comcast's example and spin off its cable networks, keeping its Max streaming service and maybe one or two new networks, we'll see, and its studios and other content within Warner Bros. Discovery, and spinning off its cable networks into another. There's been a lot of reports that they've been separating the business entrances, moving people around, which is seen as a first step in a plan to spin off those companies. As, let's be honest, cable networks are starting to become dead weight on the books, with revenue falling, expenses going up. A lot of companies are saying, why are we keeping these cable networks on our books when we can spin them off into an independent company and not have them hold down our more profitable business sectors? We'll keep an eye on that, but I would not be surprised if by the end of the year we find out Warner Bros. Discovery will be following Comcast's footsteps and spinning off its cable TV networks, as cable TV is becoming a liability for many companies far faster than ever anticipated. With it, would not surprise me also to see more cable TV networks shut down this year. We've already seen a couple small ones, including one of the biggest ones to shut down, Universal Kids, shut down earlier this year. I wouldn't be surprised to see Warner Bros. Discovery do the same. All right, next story up. YouTube is ending support for older iPhones and iPads. Now, these are some pretty older ones with things like the iPhone 7, iPhone 6 series, iPhone SE, iPod Touch 7th generation. Okay. Anybody still using iPod Touch? Also, some iPads with the iPad Air 2 and iPad Mini 4 are losing support. Now, the apps may continue to work for a while. No new versions of it will come to the these iPads and iPhones that are impacted here. You can also use the browser if you need to, but it's not as feature rich. Other than that, your only option now is to upgrade to a newer Apple device or switch over to Android if you want. And with that, you'll get access to it. It is just the realm of reality that main devices have about a 10-year lifespan. And with some of these devices not quite 10 years old, but they're getting close to that, doesn't surprise me to find out some app designers are discontinuing support because they don't have the latest software, they don't have the latest features. It's hard to support multiple different SKUs of Apple and Android and other devices out there. All right, next up, if you own a Walmart on Google TV streaming player, very nice streaming players. I know they've garnered a big following for cheap streaming players with a pretty clean Google TV user interface. Well, with this, Walmart this week has started to roll out a software update to bring Android 14 to their devices. This actually jumps up from Android 12, skipping 13, going straight to 14. A lot of back-end fixes here, though Walmart has not officially released a full list of all changes. We have had some readers say they've noticed some issues they've had earlier be fixed. These devices range for 4K devices from just under $20 to just under $50. They do have a HD version for about $15 also. Honestly, for the extra $5 to get the $20 or the extra $15 for the $30 4K one are significantly better streaming players. Just for a few extra bucks, would recommend it. I really did like that new Walmart on the $30 4K plus one that's on the market. It's pretty impressive for the price. But this is really nice to see Walmart rolling out an update, getting their devices on a newer version of Android. Well, it's called Google TV now. Under the hood, it is Android. We'll keep an eye on it. But Walmart's Google TV stream players, they're on stream players, getting the update we've all been wanting. And last story of the day, I put this one at the end because it does have a little politics to it. But it is important to television and cord cutting. It's been proposed that there will be a $1.1 billion cut in funding to PBS and NPR. This was put into an official request that would cut funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which oversees NPR and PBS. A lot of mixed messages here. To the consumer, a lot of these companies say, well, all these TV stations, I should say, it's a minor part of our budget. But in the lawsuit against the Trump administration for this, they threaten that this could severely harm PBS and NPR, maybe even result in some TV stations going off the air. I've said this before, bigger stations aren't really going to be affected. If you live in like New York or Boston or Chicago, probably not. They have enough donors. If you live in a smaller PBS market, this is going to hurt, just the way it is. This is probably going to be caught up for some time now, which way this is going to go. And will PBS become a private company? Is even on the table, where they'll have to start relying on donors or selling ads to cover their businesses. Operations, rather than relying on federal money to make up any deficits. We'll watch this story very closely, but big changes could be coming to PBS if this funding cut is successful, moving them probably to become a private network versus the public corporation we know it now. Well, that's it for today. I hope you all have a fantastic day. I'll be back again tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care, be safe. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you for your support.